Welcome to Happy Health Podcast. My name is Rita Rivera, and I am your host as we explore alternative modalities in healing, well being, and graceful aging. And my guest today is Rebecca Hazelton, who is a nutritionist and health coach. And Rebecca works with people from across the globe whose health symptoms are forcing them to stop living life fully. And I'd like to welcome Rebecca Hazelton.
Anyway, good morning, Rebecca Hazelton. I want to welcome you to Happy Health Podcast.
Hey there, Rita. I'm so happy to be with you.
Yeah, and so you are a nutritionist and health coach. So I'd love for you to talk to our viewers a little bit about your background and what actually brought you to this profession.
Yeah. So like you said, I'm a licensed nutritionist and what's called a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, which is such a mouthful. So I usually abbreviate it to health coach. I'm also a certified heart math stress resilience coach. So essentially what I do, and I'll share what brought me to this place, is I work with people whose health symptoms are forcing them to stop living their lives fully. So
Mm.
this often looks like extra weight or various types of digestive issues, poor sleep, low energy. And I help them to regain their health so that they can feel great and free to enjoy their lives. That's
Awesome.
what
Mhm.
it's about.
Yeah.
And my own journey really evolved from having ill family members. So I grew up with a morbidly obese father.
Mm.
My mother experienced mental health issues, and they split pretty early on. And then what what really drew me into becoming a nutritionist. So I kind of embarked on a journey with personal training early on. I've always been interested in health and the body. What really
Yes.
brought me to where I am today was losing my younger brother to cancer at the age of
Mm.
when he was 20 years old.
Wow. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Hmm.
yeah, and it was horrible. And anybody who's listening to this who's lost somebody that they love, they know that that's a completely like one of the most devastating things in general, but also on health. So I actually had not experienced health issues, like serious health issues before that time, but after he died, I started to experience a lot of health issues. I
Wow.
gained weight. My energy was really suffering. I started to have lots of digestive issues, and I just really didn't feel like myself.
Hmm.
And thankfully, was already en route to learning the tools that would help me to regain my health. And thankfully, I was able, by applying the tools that I use with clients now, was able to get my health back and actually
Hmm.
get into the best shape of my life.
Wow. That's quite an amazing story. And I'm sorry to hear about your brother. I know it's hard to lose someone that you're close to.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, can you talk about these three modalities that you are involved in, and how does the nutritional world dovetail with your health coaching, and also the heart math is interesting as well?
Yeah. Well, I think that we really need a well-rounded approach when it comes to health. Like you can't take a step without running into a diet book these days, or a blog about dieting, losing weight. There's so much information. There's too much information, quite honestly.
Hmm.
And it's not just about diet, and it's definitely not about dieting, right?
That's good.
Yeah, how I work with clients to bring their health to a whole new level is customizing the diet that's right for them. Like
Hmm.
we all have a diet that's best for us.
Hmm.
And the big, cookie cutter approaches, they are just not where it's at. So
Absolutely. Hmm. I
yeah,
so agree with that. Hmm.
yeah. So finding the right diet for each client, I do strongly believe in that. And the coaching, you can't just tell someone what to eat and it's going to boom happen perfectly, especially if they've struggled for many years or months with how to nourish themselves and feeling like it's a struggle. There is definitely like an approach to that. So I do a lot of mindset work. I've got lots of tools in my toolkit
Yeah.
for allowing people to make changes that actually don't feel that hard anymore. Like they're being pulled toward their goal as opposed to being like shoved, repeatedly in that
Exactly.
direction.
Yeah. And I really do agree with you when you talked about there being so much information out there, because I think food, and even for me sometimes, or years ago, maybe not so much now, that sometimes there's just confusion around what do I eat. There's everything from raw foods diet to a ketogenic diet, which focuses mainly on meat as a protein. And for people that want to follow more of a vegetarian diet, it can be very confusing about what to eat.
Oh my God.
So I mean, do you work with all of these diets, or how do you come to the place where you decide for your client the best diet for them?
Yeah, such a good question, and you're spot on that there's a huge spectrum. And yeah, so people come to me from all of those different areas, and so I test each client. I have various assessments that I will do to determine what their metabolic pattern is, so that we know what the optimal foods are. Is it flesh protein? Is it not flesh protein?
Right.
What kinds of vegetables? There's a lot that goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
And where someone is on their health journey, depending on if they have, imbalances in their gut, which a lot of people do. If you're having symptoms, you've got something that's off in your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I chose to specialize in that area specifically, in terms of, if you can get the gut robustly healthy, it helps your hormones to be balanced.
Right.
Your energy is going to be better. You're going to sleep better. Your immune system's going to function properly. Your skin's going to look.
Your brain as well, right? So it's the whole gut-brain connection. So you mentioned, Rebecca, that you do metabolic testing. So is that blood work that you do, or work with saliva, or how do you actually work with your clients?
Yeah, so I always start off assessing my clients and where they want to take their health, right? So looking at what their health history is, looking at their patterns, looking at what they're challenged with, and then I select. There's a whole lot of tools that we can use. You can do any fluid
Right. Yeah.
to assess. So I customize that for each person. Once I know, what is it that they're wanting? What's the clearest, least expensive path to get them there?
Right.
What's the most correct path, right? And then we determine like the testing that's going to apply best for that person.
Right. And so what is the duration of time that you normally work with someone? Is it depending on what they're dealing with, or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, such a good question. Yeah, it really does depend. I have clients who have been struggling with their health for decades. I have others it's been a shorter period of time, maybe months, or some that it's been a few years. So it does really depend. And I've witnessed people get incredible changes in a few months, really in a shorter time than that, but it's so cool to watch the evolution. Certain things are going to improve really quickly and others could take more time.
Right.
So every person, I truly believe that we all have an innate ability to heal. If we give our body the tools that the body needs to heal, clear away the clutter, then your body knows what to do. It's so wise. And some people have a lot more clearing to do. So there's, sometimes it's, a few months, other times it's longer. I was just on, right before getting on our interview here, I was on the phone with a woman who I've been working with for 3 months, and she's in her 60s, and she just had amazing, clear healing ability.
Wow.
Every single goal she set out to achieve, she did. She dropped 4 sizes in clothing. She has no more heartburn anymore. She's gotten way more energy. I'm trying to remember all of the things that she had endeavored to achieve. Well, she had some pretty serious medical things going on that were gut related.
Right.
She's kicking butt. She feels amazing.
That's really fantastic. That is so fantastic. So I was wondering what kind of clients you deal with, or who is the type of person that would come to you? Is it basically people who have weight issues, or just imbalances? They feel that there's something wrong with their gut.
So it's a good question. I always try to ask myself that question, who's my ideal client? But I have so many clients that I love, and when I look at them, it's what's in common is they all want to feel more free to enjoy life.
Great.
their health. There's some symptom that they're having, not always the
Mhm.
same symptom, that's stopping them
Right.
from enjoying their lives fully. So
Mhm.
that's the commonality. I do work with a lot of weight issues, usually not people who are underweight, although I do have a couple of clients that would fit that. Usually it's people who want to release weight. Their weight is in the way of them feeling good or getting on a flight to go travel.
Right.
And it's like they don't feel comfortable or
Yeah.
things like that. Oftentimes there are some GI issues as well. So the gastrointestinal stuff,
Yeah.
heartburn's pretty common,
Mhm.
stomach pain or cramps,
Right.
diarrhea, constipation, just irregular bowels,
Right.
not knowing, like, or having negative food reactions.
Mhm.
They eat something, they don't feel well, but they don't know what it is.
Right.
And
Mhm.
it's like, that's annoying, right? 'Cause you can't really plan your life around that. Like if you're going to socialize and you want to go to a party or go to a restaurant and you're worried, oh my gosh, what if I'm going to have to, run to the bathroom, or I'm just going to be super bloated and feel terrible or tired afterward.
Right.
It's
Right.
in the way.
I'm wondering if you have any success with people who have allergies and maybe clearing up their dietary habits. Does it impact their allergies at all?
Yeah. So are you talking about like environmental allergies or food allergies?
Mostly food allergies.
Food allergies. So a lot of times, Rita, I found that yes, there are food allergies that
Mhm.
exist where it's a very strong reaction. It's every time the person's exposed to that food, no matter how much they're having, like they have a serious, an immediate reaction to it.
Right. Mhm.
Oftentimes, though, what's more common is food sensitivities,
Mhm.
which are much harder to predict.
Right.
Um, we don't need to go down that path too much unless you wanted to. But ultimately, to answer your question, yes, when you support the foundations of your health
Mhm.
via supporting the gut and getting on a food plan that's like really right for you, and you learn the tools on how to heal your body, which is what I teach, then a lot of immune issues get sorted out. So that could be environmental allergies. I've known lots of clients who their environmental allergies were reduced or went away,
Right.
or very common. In fact, I had over 30 food sensitivities
Wow.
way back when.
That's
And
crazy.
that's crazy. Like there was so much, my list was completely intimidating. I'm like, oh my gosh. But the great thing is now I don't have any of those.
Mhm.
I wasn't perfect about, not eating those, ever. And then I'm human and everybody I work with is human. I don't work with animals. So like, you don't have to be perfect
Right. Mhm.
to
Mhm.
heal your body, but having like that line of, having a path, having a map for where you want to go,
Mhm.
and the steps that you can take, and there's always options,
Mhm.
to be
Yeah.
able to accomplish that. Your body can heal. You don't have to be perfect, but it really really helps to at least know what the map looks like.
Right, exactly. Well, what are some of the biggest culprits? I mean, I would think that sugar is one of the biggest culprits and is a real addictive substance. So, what would you say around what would be the biggest culprits that you see in terms of people really moving into imbalance in their system?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question, and you're spot on about sugar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it's addictive, and many of us are eating foods for convenience, we just are simply getting far too much sugar and lots of other culprits. So it's, we kind of lump. I agree with you about sugar. It's addictive, it's inflammatory, it's not a healthy substance. That being said, there are people that can have some sugar and it's not going to derail their health.
Right.
There's often other culprits. It's like this cumulative effect of
Hmm.
why this person is experiencing poor health. It's so much more common nowadays that people are experiencing more gut permeability because of the increase in consumption of gluten and hybridized wheat, lots of gluten. So that's a huge culprit as well. Some people can have it and they are okay. Others, I don't want to say a death sentence. That sounds like so, but honestly, like it can trigger autoimmune. It can really devastate their health.
Mhm.
So that's a common one as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of non-food culprits too.
Like what?
How people are feeling about their life and their stress level, how they're navigating through stress, which is what got me into heart math, because I've always kind of tended to be more on the stressed out side, and it didn't feel good. And you can have so many things in your life that are good, but if you're focused on the stress, you're not enjoying your life.
Right.
So that's an area for a lot of people, like their perception of their lives and the stress in it is causing gut issues.
Right.
It can severely throw off your hormone balance and actually create immune imbalance and digestive juice imbalance. I mean, we could get super technical about this, but ultimately it throws off their ability to break down their food and to have a healthy immune system. And then you're going to get food sensitivities, then you're going to get symptoms, then you're not living your life.
Yeah, stress is huge, and also emotions, whatever is going on in their life emotionally.
Totally. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, that's pretty awesome, Rebecca. And I wanted to ask you about, talk about your website for a moment, because you have a beautiful website and you really offer quite a bit on your website. You've got recipes, and you also have 2 books that you've written called Choosing Health and also Pleasure Meditation. So can you say a few words about both of your books that are available?
Yeah, absolutely. So my website does have a lot of resources on there. It's a great way if, people want to connect with me, they can hop on my website, choosinghealthnow.com, and then they can sign up for a free gift and also get a weekly newsletter. I share recipes, I share health tips. So it's a great way to just keep you focused on what you want for your health.
Yeah.
And I did write, like you said, 2 books, Choosing Health, a one-size-doesn't-fit-all guide to diet, exercise, and motivation. It was my first book. It's dedicated to my brother. And it is like, if you need to just start somewhere with your health, it is a great resource. Like,
fantastic.
Start with the basics, right? Mindset. It's got recipes in there. It's got great basic information about how to eat, move, and reduce stress, how to boost your sleep, how important that is for your ultimate health. So that's a great resource. And then Pleasure Meditation is a mini ebook. It's a short ebook that I put together kind of as a boot camp for people looking for something simple that they can do to start managing their stress in a simple, enjoyable way.
Well, that's pretty fantastic. And we're going to have the information about how to contact you on our site. And Rebecca, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work that you do in the world. And I know that you've impacted a lot of lives. And you're beautiful, you're energetic, and I just love what you're doing and all the things that you're bringing together, because it's not only diet, it's also stress related and emotions. So I really appreciate the work that you're doing. And I really want to thank you for your time this morning and sharing with our viewers on Happy Health Podcast.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. And thank you for your contribution. You change lives also, Rita. So it was so great to see you and do this interview, and great to help people to be healthier. So thank you so much for this opportunity to share this message.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you, and have a really beautiful day.
You as well.
All right, bye-bye.